What's up? What's up with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah, what's good with y'all? Y'all already know what to do when you come in the building. Make sure that you smash on my like button and jump in the comment section. Let me know you in the building. Yeah, we're going to have another great show today. Know what's going on with my camera. Gabriel Morales was happening with it. Louis G was good with it. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about, a lot going on. And like I said, as you come in the building, make sure that you hit the like button before we get the show started off. Jay Grant was happening with it. Phil J 508 was happening with it. Mike Ryan was good with it. Trill Music was happening with it. Dominique Horton was good. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that. Gabriel Morales was happening with it. Yeah, and y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button when you come in the building. Make sure that you smash on my like button as you come in the building. Arturo Shadi, what's happening with it? Yes, sir. Donates Duncan, donates Nation says, I paid the zone 100 a year. I'm bummed out if it's not on the zone. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First thing I want to get into while y'all coming in the building, like I said, make sure that you smash on the like button. The first thing I want to get into before I even get into the Canelo and Caleb Plant is I was reading that Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo did the biggest numbers on Showtime since 2019. So they did the biggest numbers on Showtime in the past 2 years since 2019. So, hats off to Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano for doing good numbers on Showtime. And shit, they deserved it. They deserved it. They put on a hell of a fight. Caballo Local, what's happening with it? Shout out to you. Yeah, they put on the hell of a fight. So, that was good, man. I'm glad people actually tuned in to Showtime to watch that fight, because if they didn't, they missed a good one. Chim Dog, what's happening with it? What's happening with it? And some more news that we got Anthony Joshua and in Usyk. We got Anthony Joshua and Usyk. They're going to be fighting in September also. So that fight is announced. And that's a good fight. It's crazy because a lot of people that I'm talking to, and several people have picked Usyk to beat Anthony Joshua. And it's crazy because I don't see it, but we gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. What's good with it, Batman? Off in the building. Salute to you. Yeah, so we got Anthony Joshua and Usyk. They'll be fighting September the 25th over there in the UK. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be fighting over in the UK, September the 26th. Anthony Joshua, or is it my bad? Did I say the 26th? The 25th. My bad. I apologize for that. September the 25th. Anthony Joshua and Usyk will be fighting on September the 25th over in the UK. And Anthony Joshua said, look, you know, it's probably going to be 60 to 80,000 people in this stadium. And it might be more. It might be more just for the simple fact is this is the first big boxing event that's going to happen in the UK since the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it? CB Sports TV off in the building. What's happening with it? Yeah, so this is the first big boxing event that's going to take place in the UK since the pandemic. So that thing is going to be jumping over in the UK. Like I said, a lot of people that I talked to, several people that I've talked to, they're picking Usyk to beat Anthony Joshua, to be able to outbox Anthony Joshua. Me, I don't see it. Let me see what y'all think. Who y'all picking between Usyk and Anthony Joshua on September the 25th? I want to see who y'all got, because I got Anthony Joshua. Usyk doesn't impress me. He don't impress me at the heavyweight division. Scotty, what's happening with it? World Combat Sports off in the building. Back feeling good again. Man, glad to see you feeling good again, Scotty. And make sure that y'all go sub to my man, World Combat Sports. Make sure that you go show some love and sub to Scotty White, World Combat Sports. He out there in the field doing his thing, putting in great content. Hey, Scotty, man. Hey, man, you went hard on Jamel yesterday. Hey, man, I was watching you, man. I was driving, listening to you, man. You went hard on Jamel yesterday. You got on his helmet. I was like, damn. Hey, Scotty don't usually go in on people like that. You know, man, Scotty went in on Jamel. Like, god damn. Israel Carmona says, you got Joshua winning. Dominique Horton, he said he got Joshua. Arturo Shadi, he said he got Usyk, but it's a close fight. Damn, man. That's crazy. Donates Dunkin' Donuts Nation says, Dante's Dunkin' Donuts Nation. Bro, you crazy as hell. And he says, Joshua KO Usyk in 10. Yeah, I could see that. Love him down gathers. What's happening with it? So this is how I see Anthony Joshua and Usyk fight going. I don't see Usyk having enough power to really, you know, do no damage to Joshua. See, Joshua, he gets timid when he in there with somebody that got power that he know can hurt him. If Usyk can't hurt Anthony Joshua, it's going to be a long night for Usyk because, yeah, he got superb boxing skills, but I don't know. It's just not translating in the ring when he gets in there in the heavyweight division. Like the shit that he was doing in cruiserweight, all of that stuff is not translating in the heavyweight division. Like to me, he's not looking good in the heavyweight division. A lot of people, you know, people think that Anthony Joshua's stiff and that he's not going to be able to keep up with Usyk. And that could be a case, but what is going to happen when Anthony Joshua does catches up to Usyk and hit him with one of the big uppercuts and one of them big ass hooks? I don't know. It's an intriguing fight though, because it's not an easy fight for Anthony Joshua. You know, although Usyk hasn't been looking that great in the heavyweight division, it's still not an easy fight for Anthony Joshua. So this fight is going to tell us a lot about Anthony Joshua because we all know that Anthony Joshua has slimmed down a lot. He's not as stiff as he was at one point because he shed a lot of that muscle weight off. So let's see what Anthony Joshua can do going forward. Let's see, because he looked like he's getting better, with his boxing skills. He looked like he's moving better in the ring. So let's see if he's continuing to get better. Let's see what happens. Renee Box Young, my God, what's happening with it? Salute. He's and make sure that y'all go sub to Renee Box Young. You know what I'm saying? He's singing. He you know what I'm saying? He's singing, he making beats, playing instruments, and talking boxing. What more can you ask for? Yes, sir. Sub to Renee Box Young. Jay Grant said you felt Chisora beat Usyk. Nah, it was a good fight, bro, but nah. Chisora didn't beat Usyk. But you know what? I only watched that fight one time. I would have to go back and watch it. From what I remember, I don't think that Chisora beat Usyk. But he gave him a tough fight. Yes, sir. Boat Hype say Luis Arias versus Jamal Charlo or Castano next. We need to see the run back. I don't want no bullshit to happen, right? In between, we need to get an immediate run back. And like I said, if y'all just coming in, make sure y'all hit my like button. Make sure that you hit the like button. And like I said, the reports came out that the Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo, they did good numbers on Showtime. They did the highest numbers on Showtime since 2019. So that's good. Now, I know my brother Blue was talking about that they need to put the rematch on pay-per-view. And I know I was watching Blue yesterday, and I know he was adamant about, they gave us a great fight for free the first time. The second time, it's got to be on pay-per-view. And I can see where Blue is coming from, but I don't know if that fight is big enough to be on pay-per-view. I don't know. I don't know if that fight if those two fighters are big enough to make a successful pay-per-view. I don't mind it being on pay-per-view because I get what Blue is saying. It was a hell of a fight. Of course, it's a fight that deserves to be on pay-per-view. Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo 2, it deserves to be on pay-per-view. But the question is, are those big enough names to be on pay-per-view? Because I was trying to tell y'all that Brian Castano, that y'all was shitting on Brian Castano and sleeping on him, that he was going to either beat Jermell Charlo or give Jermell Charlo the toughest fight of his career, right? And a lot of people was disagreeing with me, thinking that Jermell Charlo was going to walk through Brian Castano because they weren't too familiar with Brian Castano's career. And I was. So now people know Brian Castano more because of this fight, but I don't see him as having a big enough name to be on pay-per-view. And I don't see Jermell Charlo. His name is big, but is it big enough to have a successful pay-per-view? I don't know. I would pay for it. I would definitely pay for it without a shadow of a doubt. I would. But, we know how boxing fans are. You got boxing fans that's talking about they not paying to see Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence, that they're going to try to stream it. So you know how most boxing fans nowadays, if they know that they can stream it for free, they're not going to support it. They're not going to support it. And for everybody watching right now, I want to because it's a lot of people in here that are the type of boxing fans that I'm talking about. They'll get great fights, but they still want to support it, right? So I want to say to everybody in here right now, when boxing, it doesn't matter what promotion it is, when they give you guys great fights, make sure that you support it if it's on pay-per-view and if you can afford it. I'm not in nobody's pockets. I can't tell nobody what they can afford to do and what they can't afford to do. But if you can afford it, support it. And the reason I'm telling y'all that it's real important to support these great fights when they give us great fights if you have to pay for them on pay-per-view, is because of the simple fact is that if these promoters, right, if they see that they're putting on great fights on pay-per-view and people are still streaming them, well, they're gonna do just what Leonard Ellaby and them are doing. Fuck it. We just go give y'all, we just gonna put these guys in the ring, give y'all easy fights. We don't care what the fans want to see because we're gonna cater to the casual fans. So we don't care what the so-called diehard boxing fans want to see. We don't give a damn because they're not gonna pay for it anyway. So y'all gotta understand, when you brag about streaming great fights, when they put on great fights, when you brag about streaming it, that's what it does. It's affecting us as boxing fans. It's affecting us because they looking at that shit and they looking at the numbers. Well, they ain't gonna pay for it anyway. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pay for it anyway, so who cares? So, that's why I make sure when we do get great fights, and a lot of the fights that they give us and try to put on pay-per-view, it is bullshit. But I'm saying when they give us great fights like Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence, if we had got Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, I don't even know if that fight's gonna take place. We all know what great fights are. Support them, pay for them if you can. Don't get on these social media platforms and brag about streaming the fights because that's only hurting us as boxing fans. And that's the truth. Let me see what y'all talking about. Say, I'm excited for September Canelo versus Plant following the following week, Joshua Usyk. Yeah, we can't complain about that. Dunkin' Donuts Nation. Victor said he'll pay for it easy. Yeah, that's how it should be, man. That's how it should be, dog. Brian Taylor says, do you think Spence needs to fight to get that WBA belt before fighting Bud for all the belts on the table? And I'm gonna get into that, man. So y'all stay tuned because I'm gonna get deep into that also later on. Hernandez Esteban, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Oh man, I appreciate you, Renee. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me see. Louis G says, I got DAZN, ESPN Plus, Showtime, and I pay for all good pay-per-view. Yeah, me too, man. Me too, man. Collabo Loco says, the reality is that pay-per-view era is dying. These boxers and promoters are getting a lot of money regardless. I see DAZN being the future of boxing. Well, I don't know, man. We just got to see, because the thing is that the pay-per-view era started dying when streaming came in. And I'm not talking about paid for streaming. I'm talking about free streaming. When you got good fights and the fans are still not paying for it, like the first Tyson Fury Wilder, they said they had like 10 million plus illegal streams. Don't y'all think that if they didn't have streaming, right, or if so many people didn't stream fights, and I don't care about the bullshit fights, stream the bullshit fights. If they give you bullshit fights, make it your duty to stream them. But when they put on great fights, don't stream them, pay for them. So if you think that all the great fights that they give us, right, before, if people weren't streaming them and they were actually paying for them, we probably would get more great fights. But they don't care. They don't care about the now. Leonard Ellaby tells you every time he gets a chance. He don't tell you in these exact words, but this is what he's telling you. We don't give a fuck about the diehard boxing fan. We're catering towards the casual fan, because the casual fan, they don't know shit about boxing, and they're going to pay whether it's a good fight or a fight that the diehard fans think ain't shit. They're going to pay for it. The diehard boxing fans, they're going to stream a fight if it's a great fight or if it's a shit fight. They're going to stream it either way. So we don't care. We're not going to put the fights on. Because the great fights, they got to pay. You know what I'm saying? They got to pay. They got to pay how they weigh. Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, they got to get paid big. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they got to pay them big. And anybody else that puts on a big pay-per-view. Oscar says, since I feel that Castano was robbed, I would not pay for a rematch knowing that they might rob him again. And I have every right not to pay for a fight like that. People don't want to pay that. That's your opinion. And if you're talking about that, you feel like he was robbed. I want to say, Oscar, that maybe you don't know the definition of a robbery, because that fight, if it's a close fight, it's not a robbery. If you had Brian Castano winning by 1 round or 2 rounds and they called it a draw, well, cool. I'm not going to argue with you, but that's not a robbery. A robbery, like I said yesterday, a robbery, if you go back and watch Carl Froch versus Andre Darrell, that's a robbery. Go back into your archives and watch Julio Cesar Chavez versus Pernell Whitaker. That is a robbery. Go back into your archives and watch Holyfield, which was my favorite. One of my favorite all-time fighters, was my favorite fighter. Him and Roy Jones at the time were my favorite fighters. Go back and watch Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis, #1. That was a robbery. So the fight that you saw last night, it was a close fight. It wasn't a robbery. Wasn't it? Now, that scorecard, the 117, 111, it made it look like a robbery because it was a horrible scorecard. But that fight wasn't a robbery. Don't let that scorecard fool you. Hernandez Esteban says, I may pay for the pay-per-view with those great fights that mentioned. Great way to put it. Yeah. Caballo Loco says, true pay-per-view is suffering because of streaming. The other truth is that we are guilty of streaming from time to time. Yeah, I mean, and we've all done it. We've all done it, you know. But at one point, I made it when I saw how streaming was affecting us getting big fights, I made it my duty to, when they put on good fights, to pay for them. If I don't, even sometimes I'll go to the fight and I'll still buy the fight on my TV. Brown on boxing, what's happening? Who's full of shit? Who's full of shit? Brown on boxing. Mad Chad Boxing and Sports, what's happening with it? Mad Chad, make sure that y'all go support and show some love and subscribe to Mad Chad Boxing. Mad Chad know his boxing. Mad Chad knows his boxing. Make sure that you go sub to Mad Chad Boxing and Sports. Mad Chad says it's tight for most hardcore fight fans. This man is very thankful for streaming. Hey, but like I said, I can't tell everybody what they can afford. You know, that is not like, I mean, I don't have no business telling people what they can afford and what they can't afford. But if you have to stream it and you can't afford it, well, I mean, you don't have no choice, right? Do what you got to do. But if you can afford it, support the fights from time to time when they're good fights. Oh, okay. Brown on Boxing was talking about the Castano versus Charlo fight. Yeah, it was far from a robbery. Even though I had it a draw, or Castano could have won by 1 round, right? But it wasn't a robbery. People take that robbery word out of, like, they go too far with that robbery word, right? And we probably have all done it, right? We probably all got pissed off seeing a fight that we thought a fighter, got a draw, or a fighter lost when the other fighter should have won, and all of that. And then we get to screaming robbery. We've all done it. I've done it before myself, but we got to know what a robbery is and what a robbery ain't. That wasn't a robbery. My man, Tay Jones, Pac-Man, ATL_Tay in the building. He got some special treats coming up for y'all real soon. So make sure that everybody go subscribe to Pac-Man, ATL Tay. Drop your link in the chat. Drop your link. Team Bomb Squad in the house. Drop your link in the chat, Tay, so they could, just click on the link and sub. And Renee Bosch Young, drop your link. And, everybody else in here, drop the links. Drop the link so it's easy for everybody that come in just to click on the link and sub to y'all channels. But so yeah, I want to see the run back definitely with Jermell Charlo and Castano. And if they do put it on pay-per-view, I will pay for it. Am I confident that they're gonna put it on? If they do put it on pay-per-view, it's gonna do big numbers. I don't know. I don't see that. I don't see them doing big numbers because I just don't. I don't know. If you're not paying for, other great fights, I don't see them paying for this. But like I said, we'll see. I'll pay for it. Y'all see the links. World Comeback, put your link in here. Everybody that y'all go in the comments and you see the links in the comments, click on that link and all you got to do is click on sub. Everybody do me that favor and hit my like button. You in the building, smash on the like button because it don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing to go support the other brothers and sub to their channel so you can, get more boxing news. Shit, that ain't hurt nobody. Getting more boxing news and getting the facts. Yeah, so go check them out. And Hernandez Esteban off in the building with the super sticker. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But let's talk about this, and I'm just gonna read you what I found. Okay, let me see. Let me pull it up. Where is it at? Hold on. I'm pull it up for y'all. Okay, here's the news that I was talking about. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull it up again. Let me find it. Here it is. Okay. So Mike Carpenter, he came out with a report today, and he says that this is what it says. It says Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant are closing in on a deal for September the 18th bout in Las Vegas, right? It says a PBC on Fox pay-per-view, the undisputed 168-pound championship. One fight offer from PBC that would likely earn Alvarez career-high payday. He earned $35 million guaranteed for 3 fights on DAZN and nearly $40 million for the rematch with Triple G. Now, if you guys been watching my show the other day, and salute to the Queen Sheena off in the building. The other day, right? Last week, me and Money Brown was on here. I believe it was me and Money Brown was on here, right? And I said, this is what I said, right? And some of y'all that were in here when I said it will remember when I tell y'all right now. I said, Money. I said, I think we had a whole panel. I think Coach was on. I think Batman was on too. I said, do you think, right? Because this is when the news came out, when we heard that Al Heyman had offered Canelo Alvarez a 1-fight deal. First, it was a 3-fight, then it was a 1-fight because Canelo was like, I'm not signing like that. And I feel Canelo. Why lock yourself into a 3-fight deal? So they said, I said, Money, I said, do you think that Al Heyman will try to overpay Canelo Alvarez just to get him on the PBC platform to show them, if you do business with us, this is how much money you can make on PBC. You do business with us, we're going to take care of you, right? We're going to take care of you. I said that. Now, they disagreed with me. They said, nah, we don't see that. We don't see that. And I said, well, I see that probably happening to get Canelo over there. They might overcompensate him. And now we get this news, and that's pretty much what it sounds like. They saying that Canelo, right? They're finalizing the deal where Canelo goes over to PBC for a 1-fight deal to get record pay, more pay than he has ever seen, right? We heard that he got, close to 40 mil with Gennady Golovkin, and we heard that he got 35 mil, in his fights on DAZN after that, right? So no, you're not getting no link because you was wrong, Money Brown. Now I'm fucking with you. Let me send my brother Money. This link. Let him cook on the situation too. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, there we go. There we go. The link is in there, Money. So yeah, I seen this coming. I seen it coming because I said to myself, in order for Canelo Alvarez to go over to PBC, it's gonna have to be money that he's never made before. He's gonna have to make more money than he would be making on DAZN or anywhere else. And Canelo, to me, shouts out to Canelo because he's showing that despite what people say, he really wants to smoke. Because, a lot of people look at Caleb Plant as a cherry pick, and let me tell y'all, he's not. I'm telling y'all. Canelo Alvarez and his people know that Caleb Plant is a dangerous fight also. Caleb Plant is a dangerous fight. And make sure that y'all hit my like button. Hit the like button. That's all I ask of you. That's all I ask of you. Hit the like button. And what's happening with it? The big step of Money Brown TV in the building.
What's going down, brother? What's going down? What's going down with the chat? Shane, I see Queen Renee Barkshaw. What's going down?
Where your name at?
It ain't up there?
Nah, it ain't. It ain't. Nope.
God damn. Oh, do you gotta take the super sticker down?
Nuh-uh. Wait. Oh man, let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah. You right. Yes, sir. So man, you heard the news, right? That Canelo and Plant, they close to making the deal, getting the deal done. It's gonna be on PBC pay-per-view. And they talked about Canelo is gonna make a career high payday. Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's happening with it? And we will be cooking with Knockout tomorrow. So Knockout, drop your link in the chat so everybody can go sub to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. You go ahead, Money.
Yeah, I got a video coming on. I haven't seen it, but I think it's gonna be the start of something, man. I think it's gonna be the start of something. But like we were saying, we was all saying that it's a bigger fight on PBC pay-per-view. When people kept talking about the zone and things of that nature, but we all know the fighters love money. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. The fighters love money. Y'all think, oh man, they gonna do this for the fans. They gonna do it, but they ain't gonna get paid, man. It's always about the money, whether y'all believe it or not. Y'all can hear, oh yeah, I love legacy. I love this. Well, let that check not be right, and let's see what they said about legacy. But nonetheless, man, it's a fight that need to happen. It's bound to happen, and like we knew that was gonna come together and agree on something because pay-per-view money is different, man. Pay-per-view money is totally different. Like Canelo and Caleb is gonna pull in now. Caleb might get the 10 that he wanted, and he probably get extra. You feel me? Just depending on how much he negotiate up front and how much he want his back end to be. You understand me? So it's a good thing, bro. It's a good thing. Like, and that's all I wanted, bro. That's all I wanted was for Caleb Plant to get his opportunity. Win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw, bro. You don't work your ass off to get this for in the sport. And regardless of what anybody else say, you know what I'm saying, depends upon your opportunity that you know that you deserve, bro. You know what I mean? And now he got it coming. Canelo getting compensated what he wanted. Caleb Plant getting compensated what he wanted. Depends on how the fight turned out. Who knows what happened, man, with Canelo and Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant can get that motherfucking shock the world. We don't know. You feel me? I don't got him shocking the world, but it's a possibility he could. Anything happen in boxing. You know what I mean? I've seen some of the worst of the worst happening inside the ring where, some shit happened. So I ain't gonna look at this fight like Caleb Plant can't win. So all I wanted was the man to get his opportunity to go out there and fight for undisputed, bro, because this is a moment in boxing history that's gonna be there forever. And your name is linked to it. Forever in history.
And I don't remember who said it. I had to scroll back up, but somebody said, "How is it not a cherry pick or something like that?" That Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Like Canelo is guaranteed to win on the cards. So this is what I gotta say about that, right? Uh, now we're boxing. They're fighting on PBC pay-per-view, right? They're fighting now. If it was on the zone, I'm looking at that shit like it's damn near gonna be impossible for Caleb Plant to win on the scorecards on the zone. But now we can't have that excuse. You know, Caleb Plant is a PBC fighter. So they're not gonna have no fix in for Canelo to win on the scorecards. And I'm not even saying it would be a fix for Canelo to win, but I'm saying that's an excuse that we can throw out the window now. They fighting on PBC pay-per-view. PBC gains nothing. Let me tell you, because this is a one-fight deal. PBC gains nothing from having Canelo walk away with all of the belts, especially if he gonna go right back and start doing business with Eddie Hearn again. PBC don't gain anything from that. So this is gonna be a fair fight on the scorecards, straight up and down. And I don't want to, let's not look to using that excuse. Right. And PLG Ski say Plant is coming to win. Everybody is shitting on Caleb Plant and acting like Canelo Alvarez, which is a great fighter. I got Canelo Alvarez pound for pound number one. Without a shadow of a doubt. He is my pound for pound number one. But I think Caleb Plant is going to give him hell. Caleb Plant is going to give him hell. And I got my money on Caleb Plant. When the betting lines come out, I'm betting on Caleb Plant. But can Canelo beat Caleb Plant? He very well could. Can Caleb Plant beat him? He could. To me, this is a 50-50 fight. I'm not going to speak for nobody else. You guys can think it's a walk in the park for Canelo if you want to. To me, it is a 50-50 fight. And it's only a few people that agree with me, but that's cool. That's fine. My man Batman said, sweet hands. Batman, he watched Caleb Plant throughout the amateurs, come up in the amateurs rank. And Batman is one person personally can tell you how Caleb Plant is on another level than all these other guys that Canelo have been in the ring with recently.
Well, I watched Canelo come up in the amateurs. I watched all 762 fights of Canelo in the amateurs. I was right there front.
You fight that much in the amateurs. You crazy as hell.
I ain't even go to the
amateurs. Yeah. Guerrero says, I agree that Plant is not a cherry pick, and besides the fact that gives both fighters a chance to be undisputed, it gives Plant a chance to show how good he really is. Yeah, it does. It's and I like this fight for both fighters because, right, both of the fighters get hated on for separate reasons, right? People think that because Caleb Plant don't have devastating power, oh well, he's shit. He's shit. He's gonna go in there and get knocked out, and he ain't this. And he got hit by Caleb Truex, and even though he won every round, even though it's very few rounds that we've seen Caleb Plant lose, but people do have a point when they say, well, besides Jose Uzcategui, he really ain't fought nobody, and that's true. So this is a showcase fight for Caleb Plant because he has a chance to show the people that he really is what he say he is. He got a chance to say that, to show people that he's real, that he's not no walkover, that he is the best at 168. He got a chance to show that. Canelo Alvarez, right? This is a great showcase fight for him because he has a chance to show the people that talk bad about him and say that he has a problem fighting boxers that's slick, that can move, that got good footwork, that's fast, right? He has a problem fighting those guys, that he needs to fight guys that's just stand in front of him and that's going to basically let him walk them down. That Canelo Alvarez, he shies away from boxers, good boxers that are slick. So this is a showcase fight for Canelo Alvarez to show the fans that think that about him, that nah, they got him fucked up. So to me, this is a great fight on all ends, all around the board. And I'm excited about this fight. What's your take on that, Money?
Man, great fight, bro. Great fight. Respect to both dudes, man. Like I say, you want to catch that super chat before I start?
Yeah. Let me read this super chat. Lee Dre Stevens says, I like Plant, but this is a major step up for him. Who is Plant beat that has been major? That might be the difference. Who's Plant beat that's been major? That might be the difference. But yeah, just like I said, man, you're right. But all fighters coming up, right? Because Plant is only he's only what 28, 29 years old. All fighters come up when you get to the level of a Caleb Plant, you get a chance to have a step up fight to showcase who you really are. And this is his step up fight.
Right. But like I was gonna say, man, it's a big opportunity, bro. You know what I mean? It's a big opportunity. That's why when we be saying who fought this, who fought that, yeah, we can say it all the time, but it's all about the skill level, man. You have an experience and believing in yourself. Like I said, when I talk about Caleb Plant leading up to the Canelo fight, I'll talk about the names, but I'll talk about for us the business side on it. Caleb Plant is a hell of a fighter, bro. He's a grown ass man. So at the end of the day, you getting in the ring, bro. It ain't about who I fight this or who I fought that. It's about you going in there, putting together you a hell of a game plan and sticking to that game plan. You understand what I'm saying? Caleb Plant is a world champion. That means you're on that level. At the end of the day, you're a world champion. I know a lot of people say, well, anybody can be a world champion. This, that. He's the world champion. You understand what I'm saying? He's the world champion, and he's taking on Canelo. Now, I got Canelo beating his ass and winning, but at the same time, you can't sit up there and say, oh, what has Caleb Plant done? He's a world champion. You know what I mean, but the fight overall, bro, it's gonna be entertaining, man. I'm looking forward to see what game plan Caleb Plant come in with. Like I say, I don't think the going backward shit is going to work against somebody like Canelo. You got to stand your ground somewhere down the line. But Caleb Plant is still a big dude, bro. He's confident, he believes in himself, and we'll see how that thing turn out. But just in the fight itself, man, I'm happy they got the deed done, bro. I'm happy they got the deed done, and we get to see this shit because it would have been what can I say, a brick, just like Tyson Fury and fucking Wilder. It would have been a big ass brick, bro. We would have been pissed off because this was undisputed. Like this for all the marbles. All the marbles, you know what I mean? Look what we just got out of fucking Jamel Cholo and Brian Castano. That shit was fireworks. Whether people want to agree this person won or that person won, at the end of the day, it still was fireworks. And it still got our ass talking about it right now today. And hopefully we get the rematch right back. But that's what happened when you put the best up against the best, bro. I mean, you never know how it's gonna come out. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight, Key. I'm happy that it got done. That money with Canelo, like I say, can be the start of something with Canelo and PBC. You feel me? I've probably done that for a reason, compensate him a little bit more to let them know that it's money over here, man. It's money over here. I don't give a fuck if they time out on the zone. I don't care if they time out over there. It's money over here, bro. And that PBC, like Al Heyman, take chances. And I think the numbers gonna be great. I think the numbers gonna be great, bro. So it's for all the marbles. And we'll just see how it turn out, bro. But like I say, I got Canelo winning that thing at the end of the day.
Man, Mad Chad got me over here cracking up. He said Canelo got the steak and Plant got the snack. He say 100. They on the even playing field. Hey, you crazy as hell, man. Hey, that shit was funny though.
Shout
My
out to Mad Chad though, Mad Chad, my guy.
hell yeah, my man Todd Swindle off in the building, coming straight out that ATL. What's good with it, Todd? Yeah, man. Big Texas, big money, Texas Toledo. What's happening with you? Yeah, man. I can't wait, man. This is the fight I've been wanting. This is the fight that I've been wanting. And like I said, I keep it real. Back when was it? When was it? Was it 2019 or was it 2020? When they first,
I bet not heard no goddamn cherry pick come out of nobody goddamn mouth neither.
oh man, I don't. That shit is just that cherry pick shit is ignorant to me. Like when you talking about a Caleb Plant, come on, bro. One of the top dudes of all in the whole 168-pound division. That's not a cherry pick. But when was the news? Remember when Canelo Alvarez first tried to offer Caleb Plant a deal on short notice? Remember, it was like a three.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he turned it down. Yeah.
What was that for the Kovalev? I mean, when he fought Kovalev, right?
Somewhere around that time, I think.
That was what, 2019?
I can't just pinpoint though. But I know it was around that time.
It was I'm gonna pull it up because I wanna, let me see. Pull it up real quick. It was when he fight. I remember it was before the COVID, and then Kovalev ended up taking it. Yeah, in 2019. So after the Daniel Jacobs fight, right? Caleb Plant, I mean, not Caleb Plant, Canelo Alvarez. Was it Fig and Bust? Well, Canelo Alvarez, right? In 2019, he tried to offer Caleb Plant a fight on short notice. And Caleb Plant turned it down because he said, I'm a champion and I know what type of opponent Canelo Alvarez is. You're not going to get me on short notice, right? Now, back when that happened, I said this. I said, Canelo Alvarez, he ain't going to fight Caleb Plant. I said he won't fight nobody on Caleb Plant on the even playing field. I said that, right? I keep it 100. One of the fighters, when they talked about even when Canelo Alvarez, when he first moved up and he fought Rocky Fielding, I was like, that's a shit fight. I said he fighting Rocky Fielding, but he ain't gonna fight nobody like a Caleb Plant. I said I want to see him fight Caleb Plant. This is way back then, 2019. Even when he first moved up to the 168th division, myself, the fighter I was calling for Canelo Alvarez to fight was Caleb Plant. Because I saw Caleb Plant as a style that was going to be very difficult for Canelo, and I wanted to see that fight. So I said that he wouldn't fight Caleb Plant. Well, fast forward to 2021, he proved me wrong. And I'm admitting it, right? I'm admitting it. A lot of other people now that's acting like this is a shit fight were the same people that were saying he ain't gonna fight Sweet Hands though. He ain't gonna fuck with Sweet Hands. I see y'all. The same people now that's trying to act like it's a cherry pick and it's a shit fight. They don't want to give Canelo Alvarez his props for taking the fight. Those same people were just like me saying that Canelo Alvarez wasn't going to fight Caleb Plant. Now, all of a sudden, this is a shit fight. And salute once again to my man Esteban with the super sticker. Once again, salute to you, man. I appreciate the support. So, money. Did you hear? I mean, I remember that. Now, do you remember when a lot of these dudes out here was saying that Canelo Alvarez was never gonna fight nobody like Caleb Plant at 168?
Sad to say, but I remember every goddamn thing. You feel me? But,
and it's crazy now. These same guys is acting like that. Now they switched. First it was he wouldn't fight Caleb Plant. I admit it. That's why I give him so much props for fighting Caleb Plant, because I didn't think he would. Right now they switched to well, Caleb Plant, he saw holes in Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant ain't got no power. Caleb Plant ain't this. Caleb Plant ain't fought nobody. Caleb Plant ain't this and that, right? He ain't fighting Benavidez though. He ain't gonna fight Benavidez, or he ain't gonna move up and fight Bivol. Moving the goalpost.
and I was the guy that was telling everybody that Caleb Plant should have took that goddamn fight because it was an opportunity and it ain't gonna come back. And I respect Caleb Plant for standing on this score. And now look, it came back even better. You know what I'm saying? It came back even better. But yeah, man, I just hate the simple fact of that shit. And I don't like to bring excuses into situations. Like when people try to bring up steroids or the judges, and I like, bro, just let the fight play out. And if some bullshit happened in the fight, just like in Charlo and Brian Castano, we will shoot at that shit and we will talk about it. You feel me? Like we talking about that scorecard, it was some bullshit. Right. But it's take away from leading up to the fight automatically, or where they gonna cheat them. You don't know that, bro. You don't know that. Y'all just assuming that type of shit. Not saying that it can't happen, but just let the fight be what it is. Let's see what plays out with the fight. But hell yeah, keep man, a lot of cats out talking about that that he won't fight Caleb Plant. Just like Andre Ward saying he better stay away from Dimitri Bivol and better be. So if he go up and fight them dudes, will Andre Ward get Canelo his credit? You know what I mean? That's just me keeping the trail, man. Just if you say one thing and the man go out there and do it, you feel me? Just like with any other fighter, you feel me? Like, oh, if they won't do this and then they do it, would you give them people they just doing their credit, bro? That's what it all comes down
Right.
to. You feel me? But
Because you know what's gonna happen, right? Even though it ain't no secret. I'm riding with Caleb Plant 150%, right? But if he goes out and beat Caleb Plant, well, we knew Caleb Plant was shit. Caleb Plant only had this amount of fights. Caleb Plant is the weakest link of all of 168. That's what they're gonna say, right? Then if he go up and he beat Bivol or Bitterbeef, right? They're gonna say Bitterbeef was old. He waited until Bitterbeef got old, right? And then if he fight Bivol and beat Bivol, they're gonna say, well, he was on that meat again. That's the only way he was able to move up and beat somebody like Bivol. He was on that meat. So it's always gonna be something, bro.
yeah, but that's what comes with the game. Maybe it's the head that wears the crown, man. So what I do, like I say, is just up to us to keep it real and keep it real as we could. You know what I mean? Because I see people saying certain shit, and when it comes to the fighters that they like, it's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? So all I can do, man, is just keep it as real. I can't be responsible, like Tupac say, man. I can't be responsible for what every other black male do. We can't be responsible for what every other fucking boxing channel do. Shit, it's their channel for a reason. They built their shit up to where they got it to. They audience love they talk about. Go ahead, be my guest, bro. But we gonna keep it real over this way. And if you don't like it, go back to your shit. Or if you don't like it, go find a channel that fits you and your narrative, bro. But either way, we gonna keep it real all the way around the board. But it just shows you who ride with you and who don't. Because as soon as you say something that some of these motherfuckers don't like, they want to run, scream, and cry. But when you say something they do like, they all up your ass. Oh yeah, this, that, and this and that. Nah, man, we not here to appease to nobody or try to feed nobody the little itch or little itch that you need to be feed, bro. It's gonna be the real shit. If you agree with it, you agree. If you disagree, disagree. But that's what we're supposed to. We're supposed to agree to disagree. We're not gonna agree on all the shit every time.
Right.
Everything not gonna go right. We all got motherfucking different eyesights and we all got different vision when we looking at shit. So if you got a motherfucker sitting on the panel and they're agreeing on every goddamn thing, everything you talk about, y'all agreeing on, something ain't right. You feel me? Something ain't right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. Like I say, these fighters, the game gonna stay the same, but the fighters gonna change, bro. And when these fighters come through and they work their ass off and they put themselves in certain position to become world champion or to be a Hall of Famer or a great, I'm gonna get them they just do. I say this all the time, Keith. I'm not gonna let nobody cheat me out of greatness, bro. No motherfucker. So that people how you out here disliking a fighter that's great and that's doing great things, and your silly ass following him, missing greatness, and then when your ass old in your 60s and shit, like I say, you go try to tell your son or your stepson, your grandson, whomever, oh he wasn't shit, and they go back and watch for themselves and be like, yeah, grandpa, you tripping. That man was a bad motherfucker. Because people got their ways of thinking for themselves. You can raise somebody up, you can be lying to them, and once they find out the truth, your ass gonna look stupid, not them. You feel me? So we just gonna continue to get credit where credit is due, man. Keep it real. People fuck with us for keeping it real, and that's all we can do, bro. At the end of the day.
Right, man. I've been watching boxing since 1986 that I can remember. You know what I'm saying? Since 86. So can't nobody tell me who to like and who not to like. I know skills when I see skills. Canelo got all the skills in the world. I mean, hey, I know people be, well, it's because he's on clenbuterol. Clenbuterol don't give you skills. So
all I'm saying is,
I'm feeding to none of that shit, bro.
I don't take nothing away from cats who be talking about the Clenbuterol shit, but all I can say is the man that he supposed to use Clenbuterol against, right? He came back, right? The exact next fight, and beat the man worse than the first fight.
Right.
So that's it all to me, bro. But go ahead, Keith.
And had VADA tested, just like everybody else. He had VADA tested in every fight. So I mean, he did what he did. He did what he did. He paid for it, and let's move on. Just like a lot of hundreds and hundreds of other fighters got caught up, but we don't keep the same energy with them. So, Mr. Mechanical, what's happening with it? He say, what it do, Key and Money, is going to be a good fight. If Sweet Hands has enough power to make Canelo respect him like Floyd did, it's going to be a long night. Man, Sweet Hands got enough power to get respect. Now, like I said, I'm going with Sweet Hands all the way. If, you know, it's going to be a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight to me. But, you know, a lot of people looking down on Caleb Plant and don't think he got a chance. That's on them. I hope they put money on Canelo because I'm going to the motherfucking sport book and I'm putting my money on Caleb Plant. PLG Ski said, but they upped the amount. I think he's talking about clenbuterol, bro. Point something of a picogram. You go take that shit and let me know what it do for you. They upped the amount because so people could stop using the, oh, well, I ate meat. Because now they know, okay, well, if you ate some meat, it's only going to be a very, very, very small amount in your system to where it can affect your performance. It can't affect your performance on no type of level, right? But if you have more than that, now we throwing that shit out the window. You can't use, well, I ate some meat and it was in the meat. That's why they upped the amount. So they could take that confusion out. So these fighters could stop using that, well, I ate the meat and the meat had it in there. So if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta tell the whole story and not just part of the story. Them putting that up in the amount, that did a justice for boxing fans because now we know that they can't use that excuse why I ate some meat that was tainted. Well, okay, well, how come you have this amount in your system if you ate some meat that was tainted? You can't get this much of clenbuterol in your system with tainted meat. Now, and if they had that rule in place when Canelo tested positive, well, it would have been no way out for him. He wouldn't have been able to say that he had meat in his system or whatever. Knockout Boxing 86 say people gonna give Canelo credit for beating Plant if he is able to, because people damn sure gonna give Plant credit for beating Canelo. No, they ain't. I guarantee you, and mark my word, I don't think he's gonna beat Plant, but if it does happen, you're gonna see he's not gonna get no credit for it. He said Knockout was saying people are gonna give Canelo credit for beating Plant, and I said I don't think they will.
Sure, no, they're not. They already got the excuses on the board. Why already got excuses on the board, bro? I thought you said they won't give Plant no credit. Shit, that mother gonna be a superstar overnight.
My man, John Page say he said that if they think that Sweet Hands is a Billy Joe, they in for some shit. I'm trying to tell them. But make sure y'all hit my like button. Hit the like button. That's all I ask of you is hit the like button.
Yeah, you ain't never been from a to an island.
Oscar Flores says cycled off. You can't cycle off because the side effects are too harsh to get off and back on. You have to start all over with clenbuterol. And see, a lot of people don't understand how clenbuterol works, right? Like I told this story before. When I heard clenbuterol and I heard what it do, I said, man, I need to find me some of that shit. Like, it ain't no steroid because it's not a steroid. No, it's more of a, you know, it helps you, right? You working out, it helps you shed the fat that you have on you, but not shed muscle. So it helps you retain muscle, but at the same time, you shed the fat, right? So I said, damn, let me get some of this shit. So I got some clenbuterol. Me, I was too scared to take it. I didn't want to take it because I'm like, man, I don't know what side effects it give you. I don't know what the fuck it's going to, do. So I ended up selling it to my homeboy. I sold it to my partner and he took it, right? He was taking it. He was taking it. And I said, what does it do? He said, well, it doesn't give me stronger. He said what it did, he said when I was working out, he said it makes me sweat a grip. He said I'll be sweating like pouring with sweat. He said I sweat a grip. And he was like, after you get it in your system and you keep building, he says it gives me energy so I can work out longer. So by you working out longer, it gives you that energy so you can work out longer, and then you can, you can cut weight easier. You cut weight easier. So that's what Canelo was using it for when he was using it. He was using that shit because at the point in time, remember, he was at 160. And we see now he's at 168, and he had been up to 175. He a big dude. So he was using that shit. And at the time, remember, they were saying that Canelo was walking around at 190 pounds at that time. They were saying, well, Canelo walks around at like 190. So what he was using it for, he was using that shit to be able to shed them to shed weight, cut weight easy without losing his muscle mass. That's what he was using it for. It wasn't fucking trend ball or D-ball and all that other shit that some of these other dudes be using that's strictly, pure steroids.
But still to say.
But he still shouldn't have been on the shit.
It was a bad stuff. It was a bad stuff. And that's why I say, I don't knock people for getting on his ass about the shit. I understand it. But at the same time, y'all be trying to use that shit as if that's, take away from what the man doing in boxing. Like, okay, kick his ass for it, but still get that man is just doing his credit for what he's still doing in the game, bro, because he still went out there and the man that he used it for whooped his ass the second fight, even better he did in the first fight. So let's just tell you that shit don't do nothing for you.
Right. I mean, it do shit for you, but it doesn't do nothing for you as to where it's making giving you skills. It's not giving you skills and making, you know what I'm saying, and giving you power and shit like some of these steroids do. You in there, these motherfuckers got a motor that don't stop and it's giving them tremendous power because they on real steroids. But this is something, if you don't like Canelo, this is a good, it's something to use. And they're going to use that shit to the end of his career. They're never going to let that shit go, and they're going to use it. So it is what it is,
I mean, you got cats saying that they are talking about Floyd cheating and shit. So.
Yeah. So I just say this. I say this. If you're going to use it with Canelo, all I say is keep the same energy with everybody else. Anybody else, any of your favorite fighters that's retired or active that's got caught on anything, you got to have the same attitude towards them that you have with him. That's all I see. If you're keeping the same energy all around the board, I can't argue with you. You dig what I'm saying? I can't argue with you if you're keeping the same energy all around the board. Now, so let's hope and pray we get this fight, and this is something that I am looking forward to. Love it, man. Love it. So let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about Errol Spence, and let's talk about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Now, we all know that Errol Spence has a big mega fight coming up with Manny Pacquiao in Las Vegas on August the 20th, right? 20th? Yes, August the 20th in Las Vegas. Me and Money Brown will be in the building, huh?
August 21st.
21st. My bad. August 20th is the weigh-in, right? So me and Money Brown will be in the building for this epic fight. Now, my man, right? Let me see. Oh, I see my man 503 then creeped up in the building. My man 503 line, he didn't creep up in the building. What's happening with it, 503? Make sure that y'all go up the 503 line. Drop your link in the chat, 503. Drop your link in this joint. So check it out, right? Check it out. So he got a big fight against Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence has let it be known, right? He did probably quadruple down on his word that once he gets past Manny Pacquiao, he will be trying to make the fight with Terence Crawford. Now, I know a lot of people like, okay, well, what does he do? Because Ugas still has a WBA belt. Is he going to fight Ugas? Well, he's letting you know that, nah, he's not staying. And he's continuing to saying this, right? He's continuously saying this. And I only take a man for what he says out of his own mouth. I know a lot of people want to put him up against Ugas or whoever has that WBA strap. You know, once the time comes after if he gets past Manny Pacquiao, right? So a lot of people automatically, okay, well, he's gonna fight Manny Pacquiao, then he's gonna fight for the WBA, and then him and Terence Crawford are gonna be undisputed, right? If Terence Crawford accepts to fight with him. Well, he's telling you, nah, I don't even, and really from what I'm hearing from Errol Spence and what I'm seeing from him, I think he pretty much, you know, looking at the undisputed at 147, like, hey, it's too much. It's too much I got to do. It probably ain't gonna happen, right? Undisputed at 147 probably ain't gonna happen. So he's telling you, after I get past Pacquiao, I'm gonna try to make the Terence Crawford fight. They just asked him again on Saturday. He looked directly in the camera and told everybody, yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do. After I get past Manny Pacquiao, I am going straight over to see if I can get the fight done with Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford does not want to fight, I am moving up. He didn't say nothing about no Ugas or whoever might have the WBA belt. He didn't say I still want to try to get undisputed. He says, I've been at 147 too long. It's time for me to move up if Terence Crawford does not want to make the fight happen. He's telling you that. So for everybody saying that, you know, well, he still got to get that WBA belt. He is not acting like he's too concerned about getting the WBA belt because, like he said, he's tired of being at 147. It's only one fight out there that he looks at that he's going to get up for, that make him feel like I need to do this. And he feels like the fight that the fans need and the fight that I want. I don't need it. Terence Crawford needs it a lot more than I do. I don't need it, but the fight that I want more than anything is the Terence Crawford fight. So I'm going to make that fight happen, or I'm going to try to. Now, with that being said, we know what Errol Spence's plans are. We know what he's going to do. He hasn't lied to us yet. The map, right? The road that he set out, he told us years ago exactly what he was going to do. He said, I'm going to fight him, and then I'm going to go and fight Terence Crawford. He's done everything that the man said he was going to do. He's done it exactly the way that he said he was going to do it, except for Keith Thurman. But we all know the backstory behind that, so it ain't no need for me to get into that. So with all of that being said, it's going to put the pressure on Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford and his team, well, not Terence Crawford, but they speak for him. They saying now that Terence Crawford is going to leave Top Rank. That's what they saying. A lot of people don't believe he's going to leave Top Rank, but they saying that Terence Crawford is going to leave Top Rank and that Terence Crawford is going to try to get the fight done with Errol Spence, that he going to, make himself open so he can make that Errol Spence fight. How is that going to happen? I don't know, right? I don't know if he's going to become a free agent. I don't know if he's going to go over there and mess with PBC, on a fight-to-fight basis or whatever. It can be done if he gets himself out of the Top Rank contract. If his Top Rank contract ends like he said it was going to end, and like Bob Arum said it was going to end, if that's the truth, well, he a free agent. Now he can move how he want to move. You dig what I'm saying? So now Errol Spence is starting to call your bluff. And once he beats Manny Pacquiao, he really gonna start calling Terence Crawford bluff and seeing if Terence Crawford really wants to smoke. So when that happens, because we know from what we hear that Terence Crawford got one more fight at top rank, and it's supposed to be Jose Zepeda, right? He gonna fight Jose Zepeda, and then he done. From what we hearing, now he's free. Errol Spence fights in August, the end of August. You come and fight 2 months later. Should be no problem having Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford early 2022. It shouldn't be no problem. By that time, Errol Spence, he already fed up with 147. He don't have nobody else that he wants to fight. And by that time, Terence Crawford should be a free agent, moving how he want to move if he do business how he should do business. My man 503 Lion, he just dropped the link in the chat. Make sure that y'all click on his link and sub to his channel. And sub to my man Renee Bach Young also. So it should be no problem. I think that now, with what I'm hearing from both sides, I know that Errol Spence, he about what he talking about. I know that Errol Spence wants to fight because he don't shy away from it at all. Now, we've heard Terence Crawford out of his own mouth, Money Brown, say the last 6 times we done heard him talk. That fight is behind me. That fight had never happened. I don't want to fight Errol Spence. It's behind me. It'll never happen. We heard him say that, but we hear his people say we gonna become a free agent and we gonna fight Errol Spence. Terence Crawford saying one thing, his people saying another. But at the end of the day, it's up to Terence Crawford. It's going to be up to Terence Crawford because we know how Errol Spence moving. We know what he wants. Now, early 2022. Early 2022, if it's going to happen, it's going down early 2022. So, Money Brown, speak on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. Listen, bro. Shouts out to EJ too for just coming out showing Terence Crawford a little love because I think that's what he's looking for. That's what he needs, as he always been showing to do love, man. Derrick James and Bo Mack and Earl always been showing to do love. But it comes down to Terence Crawford letting that ego go, man. If you don't let the ego go, then you know he's gonna be stuck in that same position, bro. We looking at the situation as the man is in a position to make his biggest payday, right? On a biggest stage against Earl, especially assuming Earl Spence beat Manny Pacquiao, right? Earl is gonna be the biggest thing, right? So you got an opportunity to fight this man. You can't.
Hey, Money having little difficulties. Yeah, sub to my man 503 Lion channel.
Nah, I'm back. Y'all know how mamas be arguing at damn kids and shit. But yeah, bro. So like you could have the biggest opportunity of your life, bro. You hear me? And you want to pass up on that, bro? For what? For what? It's kind of like I'm saying with Caleb Plant, kid, right? And like I said, I don't knock opponents and shit like that, but Caleb Plant, the 3 opponents he fought to get to Canelo, like I said, it's like following the breadcrumbs to the pot of gold, bro. It don't get no. Just gotta call for it. It don't get no easier than that. You feel me? To get to the pot of gold, bro. To get the big fight. With Terence Crawford, the fighters that he was set up, yeah, they was a little tough, but they want the elite of the elite. So it don't get that much easier to get to, motherfucker, the big pot of gold. You feel me? It's like I said, Easter egg hunt with a $100 bill in there, and your cousin telling you go over there by the tree. It's up under the little red thing, giving you the directions to the fucking $100. So it's just like with that situation, bro. You gotta let these egos go, man. You gotta let them go. This is one hell of a fight that we need. It's a fight that we want. And if Errol Spence said, I want to go after this fight after Manny Pacquiao, right? And I'm telling y'all right now that, okay, y'all thinking, and this for this Bud fanatics, because we turn Bud Crawford fans, but we're not fanatics like you motherfuckers. Y'all thinking because Bud was saying he want to fight Earl, in the sense that we know that Earl was trying to do other things, and like I say, what's so crazy with me is they say, oh, the fight, we was chasing it for 3 years, but Errol Spence set out almost a whole year, right? Trying to get his motherfucking life together from the accident that he had. So the fight wasn't no realistic for 3 years. The fight was only realistic for 1 year. But still, if y'all think Terence Crawford said he want to fight Errol Spence, and y'all thought that made like headlines, y'all talking about, oh, Spence said this, that, and the third. Let Errol Spence beat Manny Pacquiao, and let Errol Spence say, Terence Crawford, I want you next. And let Terence Crawford don't answer that motherfucking call. And watch what happens with Terence Crawford. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be different when you have the big fish calling you out, bro. Understand me? That's like Canelo saying, Jamal Charlo, come on and fight me. And then Jamal saying, no, I don't want to fight you no more. I'm at 160 if you want to see me. You know what? You know the backlash that Jamal Charlo is going to get?
Right.
That's what's going to happen to Terence Crawford because it's the big guy that's calling you out, bro. When you talking about you wanted this fight, but now you got the big guy calling you out. You feel me? So it's gonna be a different type of pressure, man. It's gonna be a different type of pressure, but it's a hell of a fight, dog. Errol Spence always been open to fight Terence Crawford. Never said that he wasn't going to fight that man. Always told y'all the game plan, what he was going to do. And even if even if they do start making the fight happen after Manny Pacquiao, it's still not going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be easy dealing with Bob Arum. It's not going to be easy dealing with fucking Terence Crawford and Bo Mack. You feel me? It's not going to be easy because the egos are they thinking, oh, it should be 50-50. No, it shouldn't be no 50-50. We all know it shouldn't be no 50-50. We know it shouldn't be no 50-50. They know it shouldn't be no 50-50, bro. But instead, they're going to stick with that. They're going to stick with it. You know what I mean? And you arguably probably make more fighting Errol Spence than you would have made fighting Manny Pacquiao. Let that sink in. Because I heard a 10%. You feel me? I heard a 10%. And then I want y'all to listen to this as well, bro. But people be looking at Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, and people always talking about nobody want to fight Terence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao wanted 40 million. The fact of the matter is Manny Pacquiao wanted 20 million. The same 20 he got against Adrian Broner, the same 20 he got against Keith Thurman. When Bob Arum came to him and told him that it was investors, right? We have an investor that's investing to the fight. Of course, my number go change. You see what I mean? You come telling me that the investors putting up X, Y, and Z. You feel me? And I'm Manny PP, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my work. I'm gonna get my work. But let's not get this shit misunderstood. He wanted 20 million to fight Terence Crawford, and Bob Arum didn't want to put that up. So what you think? If he didn't want to put the money up for fucking Manny Pacquiao, what y'all think he gonna do with Errol Spence or fucking Keith Thurman or Sean Porter? We've seen the situation. So it's gonna come down to, man, Bud getting the fuck away from Bob in October. Hopefully he do get away from him. Him being realistic, right? Being realistic, understanding that these are millions and millions of dollars. This is your biggest payday, bro. Win, lose, or draw, this is your biggest payday. You know what I mean? Now I know you got money and shit, you set things of that nature. You probably ain't the one for the this, that, oh, I'm good with this, but you can never have enough money. I don't give a damn who you are. But at the end of the day, bro, shouts out to EJ for keeping the door open for Terence Crawford, for really wanting the Terence Crawford fight, regardless of what anybody else say. It's gonna come down to Terence Crawford understanding what he wants. Terence Crawford understanding that this game ain't gonna last that much longer, right? You already 34 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. You feel me? So father time is for real, and you don't want to play yourself. You know what I mean? That'll be the last thing you want to do is play yourself, because like I was saying about Caden Plank, you can go fight 2 other fights and you ain't gonna get a Canelo payday. Same with Terence Crawford. You go fight anybody else and you're not gonna get that Errol Spence payday, bro. You're not gonna get it. So hopefully he come around, man. He lead Bob Arum or take, if he do sign back with Bob Arum, take more control of your career. And I'm gonna leave it at this, because this is the other thing that fuck with me. You put $1 million clause on the Errol Spence fight if Bob Arum don't get you Errol Spence, but you don't put no clause on Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao is on top rank. But like I said in the video, we all know that Bob Arum has nothing to do with Errol Spence, bro. So if Errol Spence did want to fight you, if he didn't have no intention on fighting you, or saying, you know what, man, I ain't worried about Terence Crawford, Bob Arum can't do nothing. I mean, nothing to persuade that man to fight you because he don't have no hands in on Errol Spence's career, bro. That's Al Heyman's situation and fucking Errol Spence. So how can you put $1 million clause on Bob Arum to get you Errol Spence when you don't know what the fuck Errol Spence want to do with his career? But you don't put no clause on Manny Pacquiao, somebody that's in the camp, right? That's over there with you, who he do control his career, and you say, oh, it's all good. So at the end of the day, man, Bud, let the ego go. Errol Spence is open to fight you after this Manny Pacquiao fight. Like I said, assuming Errol get past Manny Pacquiao because anything can happen, Errol gonna be the hottest fucking thing on the market. And if you don't take that fight, man, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with your Terence Crawford. Go ahead, King.
Right. Now, what do you see Errol Spence offering? So this is the thing, right? The split was a big problem. Now, if Terence Crawford does his business right, he becomes a free agent. He can negotiate with Al Heyman, right? And he can negotiate a purse plus back end. And we know that once they get that fight made on pay-per-view, the back end money is going to be so big with that fight. It's only after if that when I'm not even gonna mention that fight right now because I don't even know if Tyson Fury bitch ass is gonna step in the ring, right? But other than that, it's only one other fight that's bigger or as big as Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, and that's Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Now, with that being said, the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight is easily $100 million fight. Easily $100 million fight.
Oh, close.
From what I'm hearing, every casual fan, everybody that don't know shit about boxing, that's what they talk about. One while it was Deontay Wilder, they was talking about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua all the time. Now, from what I'm hearing on the internet, outside of the internet, everybody always asking me, "What's up with that? You think that dude Errol Spence and Terence Crawford gonna ever fight?" So that's how I gauge my number. This is a huge fight. The back end money is gonna be huge.
And not to cut you off, Keith. Just like you're saying, like when you go look at people give interviews to these fighters or people all around, they be like, "Oh, what fight would you want to watch if you can make a fight?" Always Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, bro.
Right. So with that being said, you know how much back end money Terence Crawford gonna get? You see what I'm saying? So if he do his business right, if he become a free agent, like he said, he can make life-changing money to where if he want to after this, he don't even got to fight no more. So if he worried about a split, if Errol Spence say, you know what, I'm going to give you a 70-30 split, you still going to make $20+ million. And that's on the low end. So it ain't no excuse not to make this fight happen. No excuse at all. Because you're not going to make that fight no motherfucking Jose Ramirez. You're not going to make that fight no Mikey Garcia. You're not going to make that fight no Virgil Ortiz. No Virgil Ortiz. Zepeda. None of them dudes. You can fight all them dudes that I just named right now, and you still won't make the amount of money that you will in one fight with Errol Spence. So if Terence Crawford is out there wide open, able to make the fight happen and move how he moved, and we hear anything about him complaining about a split, he don't want the fight. It's as simple as that. But I'm not saying that he's going to complain about it because if he's a free agent, right, and he do his business right and move correctly, he don't have to worry about Bob Arum in his pockets. You see what I'm saying? Now you get the bag. You ain't gotta give Bob Arum all that money. So man, let's make it happen. And me, I'm saying this right now. If the fight is going to happen, if it's going to happen, it will happen sometime early 2022. Maybe February. Maybe February. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen early 2022. If we don't get it if we don't get Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford by the second quarter of 2022, we're not going to get the fight ever. So look for the fight to happen early 2022. It's no better time to make that fight, right? You'll have, if Errol Spence gets past Manny Pacquiao, you'll have Errol Spence coming off the biggest win of his career. You will have his name skyrocket to all the fans all over the world. His name will be that much bigger, right? And then you'll have Terence Crawford coming off a win against Jose Zepeda, another spectacular knockout win, because that's what I'm predicting, right? ESPN is going to sell that to Terence Crawford is the world. Then, bam, Terence Crawford's a free agent. His name is going to be out there. What's Terence Crawford go? Everybody going to be talking about Terence Crawford. I'm going to be talking about it. Money going to be talking about it. My man 503 going to be talking about it. Renee Young going to be talking about it. My man, everybody going to be, Drew Tight, everybody going to be talking about it, right? So everybody is going to be talking about these two fighters. What better time to make the fight? What better time? That's the time to make the fight. You see? And I mean, you got to catch it while it's good and hot. And at that point in time, the fight will be good and hot and it'll be ready. You did? Everybody going to be talking about it. I mean, you're going to see these dudes. They probably going to be on the Breakfast Club, on Sway in the Morning, all of that, bro. All of it.
Money Brown TV?
Yeah, Money Brown TV. I mean, it's going to be hot, and that's the best time to make the fight. And I think these networks know that. These networks be watching what we be doing. Like, these networks know. They know when some shit hot and when it's time. So let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen early 2022. Let me read some of y'all comments. Let me see. 817 Boxing B. What's happening with it? He say March. February, March. That's still early 2022. Yeah, man. Let me see. I think they having a whole nother conversation in the chat. And my man Act Reacher, what's happening with it? Act Reacher off in the building. Y'all go sub to my man Act Reacher. You know, he holding night court over there. He gonna put you on trial if you come with that bullshit. If you come to Act Reacher with that bullshit, he gonna put you on trial.
Slamming the motherfucking gavel.
Slamming the gavel on your ass. Yes, sir. So, man, I can't wait, man. So we got a lot to look forward to. Like I always say, Money. To me, like I told my pops, right? Because, you know, my pops was a diehard. I'm talking about, he was like us throughout the 80s. I mean, throughout shit, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And then, you know, probably like, I say probably like around like after the Super 6 with Andre Ward, he kind of stopped, you know, probably like up until like 2010, 9, right? He stopped keeping up with it, and, you know, boxing started changing, and he, you know, went off to watching other things and shit, right? But I was telling my dad all the time, I said, look, Pops, I said, boxing has probably more talented fighters in the game now than they did back then. They do. I said, you need to, you know, you need to get back on it. You need to get back on it. I said, you know, he watches, like, he know the Charlos. He'll come through, and when Spence have a fight, he fuck with Spence. When Wilder fight, he'll fuck with Wilder, but you know, he a casual fan now. And I'm telling them, like, boxing has more talented fighter in the game right now than I've seen in a long, long time. Only problem is we not getting the fights that we want to see. That's the only difference. But the talent is there. So man, we got a lot to look forward to, and hopefully we get these fights, man. Money, let me get your last words before we get up out of here.
Man, appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love, rocking out for the hour and 30 minutes. Appreciate everybody show love in the cash app and the donations, man. The super chats. But yeah, man, we got some big fights to look forward to. I don't know what's coming up this Saturday. I gotta look and see. But hopefully Cato Plant and Canelo, you know, they put you know, ink to the paper, get this thing signed, sealed, and delivered. August the 21st, you know, we got a good one there. And we got some good ones in between, man. So boxing is still in good hands. Like you said, we ain't getting all the fights that we want, but the fights that we do get, we got to be thankful and blessed, and you know, enjoy it at the same time. We can criticize and shit on boxing, and people like to say, "Oh, boxing dead here and there," but at the same time, we are getting good fights, man, that can hold us over for a minute. So we'll see what goes down in the future. We do need to get more fights than we are getting, but I'm gonna enjoy what we do get, and I'm gonna respect the fighters that step up to the plate and try to give us the best versus the best, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all follow me on Monty Brown TV. I will go live tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That's 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Uh, Follow me on Instagram at Money underscore the writer. We show every fight over there every Friday, every Saturday, whatever day the fight fall on, man. And we're gonna keep grinding it out. Show love to my bro Key. And y'all know how we get down, man. Y'all know how your boy get down. Big dog status, family.
Yeah, yeah. And y'all already know. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the like button before you leave the building. We appreciate everybody that dropped through, showed us love, came through, and y'all already know how we do. You know, hit the like button, and we will be back tomorrow. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.